Thank you. I want to thank everybody very personally. It's quite a moment for me. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight and for the support you've shown to Catalyst. My 3 children are here, Sarah, Penelope, Edmund. Thank you for coming. One of you very far, and being here with us. My husband's here too, Neil, thank you. I also want to thank the Catalyst board, the Catalyst staff. I want to thank the award winners for showing us yet again how important it is to set goals and achieve them. And I have 2 minutes tonight. It's a special moment for me, for reflection and thanks. And it's hard to figure out after 10 years what to say in 2 minutes. But I do have a story. On March 25th, 2004, I stood on this dais at my first Catalyst Awards. And I addressed a packed audience, just like tonight. And many of you were actually here that night, and I'm really happy that you're here again. And some of you, some of our former board members, chairman, it's really nice to have you. But actually, my story begins 11 years ago in early 2003. And I had a life like other women of my age and my background. I was living in the Boston area in the middle of a career transition, trying to figure out my next step. And then I got a call about the search for Catalyst's 3rd president, and I had my answer. I knew what I wanted. I was a divorced mother of 3 college students, and I was in a new relationship. I told Neil about the Catalyst opportunity and how much it would mean to me professionally and personally, but that I'd have to move to New York. And he said, "How can what's good for you be bad for us?" That's romantic. It is. And he really said that. I didn't make it up. So you might wonder, what's the connection between that and my first Catalyst Awards dinner? Give me a minute. At that first dinner, I spoke about a breakthrough Catalyst study that had just been released. It was our bottom line report, the first ever business case that established in financial terms that women in leadership are good for business. And in 2004, many of us believed that the Catalyst bottom line report would move mountains, or at least it would move that needle on the census that we produce every year, tracking the representation of women in senior leadership and on the board, in boardrooms. And for a few years, the numbers did continue to move up, but then they stopped, and we have been stuck at about 14% of women executive officers and about 16-17% of women board directors for many years. So while I used to be asked, how long until parity, I'm now always asked, why, when it's so clear that what's good for women is good for business, why don't we see more change? Or, and here's the connection, as Neil might ask, why don't more companies see that what's good for women can't be bad for them? It sure is a mystery. In fact, most people are aware of the business case, but awareness does not automatically translate into action. And at Catalyst, we know that change comes when leaders commit to strategic outcomes, when they mobilize, engage, lead, and work tirelessly for results. Over the years, I've realized that what Neil said 11 years ago was more than romance. It was more than wishful thinking, more than intention. It was about commitment and personal accountability to achieve the outcomes we want. So when I'm asked about those numbers that just don't seem to move, I point out that we do see change in companies like those we celebrate tonight with the Catalyst Award, because they have committed to action and outcomes. For them, it's more than wishful thinking or assuming that with time we will see inevitable change. For them, it's working day in and day out. It's about leadership. It's about accountability. So regardless of averages that are stuck, individual companies with Catalyst Award-winning initiatives are achieving strong, positive results. Their women are thriving, and so are their men and their families and businesses. And they know from experience that what's good for women is good for business. I want to thank you all for your support of our shared mission and for the personal support that you continue to demonstrate to Catalyst and our remarkable staff, to me, and now to Deborah. Thanks so much.